Welcome, everybody. We're back with another episode of the Call on Me podcast. Real people, real conversations, real life. I'm Danero. Got King with me, and we got a special guest, Super Dave, in the building. Today, we're going to be discussing the compromises of a relationship, but specifically from a male perspective. All right, I'm going to throw that alley-oop. Who want to get it started?
Well, we got a guest, so we go ahead and let him start us off today.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get it started. So, compromising, in a relationship, especially from a man's perspective, hopefully this, open up some women's ideas and, hear our point of view, not from a angry, I guess an angry aspect or something, but hearing the message, you know what I mean? Just hearing it from a man's perspective. And so, in compromising with a relationship, women have to sometimes understand that most men, young men, we typically are to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're not really known to conversate and express our feelings and express emotions and talk about how we feel.
Supposed to be a man.
Especially in the black community, you know what I mean? Growing up like that, especially with a lot of male figures absent, you know what I'm saying? You don't have that.
You're not really in touch with your feelings.
Yeah, you're not comfortable. You're not comfortable with sharing them kind of feelings with somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Even not in the males, even the father figure absentee. I mean, even we're not absent with our kids, and I catch myself telling my kids all the time, "Suck it up, quit crying.
Yeah,
you're a boy.
Yeah,
you don't cry.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. In reality, you got emotions too.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of men ain't used to hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Even if that's how you got to get it out, or you know what I'm saying, that's how you and a male figure can express, you know what I'm saying, y'all emotions, and that's somebody at least you can bounce it off to, you know what I'm saying, and get that out. Because coming up with us, I know me coming up in a single mother household, it's like you're not expressing your feelings to a woman, you know what I'm saying, to your mama. You not no mamas, you ain't crying to your mama, so you grow up with that mentality, like I'm not expressing myself to no woman, showing my weakness to no female, you know what I'm saying, and so subconsciously you carry that into a relationship, into a household, like they get pushed to the back burner.
And you probably mess up a bunch of relationships because of that.
Yeah, because that get pushed to the back burner when it's the physical attraction and even the mental attraction, you know what I'm saying? Then y'all cohabitate and y'all live together. Y'all cohabitate, and then some of that stuff start coming up, you know what I'm saying, and start getting in the way, and then that subconsciousness become conscious, you know what I'm saying, and
stuff you never dealt with. Because
initially
none of that is thought about.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never had to deal with it.
When you first meet a person, your baggage is not the first thing
you coming through high school, you by yourself, you know what I'm saying, you typically to yourself, you got your own, at the crib, you got your own room, you got your own routine, you know what I'm saying?
Dude,
yeah.
You know what
then
I mean?
you grow up, you might go to college, you know what I'm saying, you in a dorm, it's you and another dude, but you know what I'm saying, there's no female, you know what I'm saying, cohabitation involved, you know what I'm saying, until
nobody to answer
some years down the line, you know what I'm saying, and so your normal routine trying to coexist with another person sometimes even is tough. So dealing with a female, you know what I'm saying, like that's a whole nother challenge, you know what I'm saying?
Mean,
and so
I can think about when I was younger with wifey, I told her all the time, I ain't got feelings. She would ask me something, I ain't got feelings. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So she might throw it, even to this day, she might say, well, I thought you didn't have feelings. Like, man, I was a kid back then.
My heart tended.
You know what I mean? That was me
trying to telling who's inside.
Suppress them feelings and stuff, telling you that. Yeah. But now it's like, because of that, so then when I do say something, it's like, well, I been doing this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You ain't never cared about me saying this or that. But it's like after you get older, like, man, hey, cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, here's my next shirt, man.
What?
My heart tinted. So there's no telling who's inside. Danero said it. Shout out to Danero. That'll be my next shirt on the podcast.
Shout out to Danero said it, man.
Yeah, shout out to Danero said it.
You know what I mean? But
I like that for the shirt.
But yeah, it's
I'm selling that for 10. Anybody need one?
He got bargain basement prices too. But nah, man, it's I do feel like that when we get into relationships, I think us dudes got to compromise more. We got to give up more because of, some of the stuff that society tells us we got to be, and some stuff is just I feel like some of it is like it's in us. You know what I mean? It's in our genes, or I ain't even gonna say genes, but like
it's just
in us. We think carnally. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to sex or anything, we going after everything. And what we give up when it's time to be. When it's time to be in that relationship.
When it comes to protecting your family, protecting yourself.
Yeah, I feel like we give
sexual
up
desires. You know what I'm saying? Approaching a woman that you really like is aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, responses, how you talk, how you respond to certain stuff.
You almost trained to be aggressive.
And I think naturally we don't bring it home. Cause like you ain't about to come home and say, "Well, the world did this to me today." Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah, like I gotta hold this.
You've been groomed to already. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Be ready to accept that, but in deal with it. Not accept it, but ready to deal with it.
In a woman's defense, I think sometimes they get the backlash to that sometimes from us, and we don't realize it. But I think
frustrated.
I think they don't realize. Not to say they, but I'm saying sometimes I don't think us as a what am I trying to say? Society wise, I don't think that they realize that if you realize that man is at that point. Now it's your job to nurture him out of there, though. Because even when I'm acting like that, I probably need you to support me a little bit more, or tell me it's gonna be okay. I don't want to have to tell you what the problem is.
Make me
the same way I gotta know what you thinking. Mm-hmm. I need you to know to say it's gonna be okay. Like, you got this.
That's like when we was talking about the compromising thing a couple times ago. When you're the compromiser, you start naturally only giving what's expected of you. So if it's 60-40, you get used to only giving 40. But I think about when we are going through something, it's like nobody really cares. You got to tell somebody. Yeah. And even though we don't want to tell nobody, like sometimes you had a fucked up day or anything. Like you said, you want somebody, you want your lady to be like, it's cool. It's all right. You know what I mean? Let me rub your shoulders, blah, blah, woo, woo. I ain't about to trip on you about this trash today. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we more expected to notice that in our girls, though.
Yeah. Then they notice it in us.
Then they supposed to notice it in us.
Oh, call on me.
Go ahead.
Because a lot of times, on one hand, we expect it to be tough and, deal with it
at all times.
And handle it at all times. Then on the other hand, well, if it's a problem or you feel some kind of way, say something. Why don't you say something? You ain't tell me, say something, talk about it. So a lot of times as men, we just want it to be noticed because we conflicted sometimes. So a lot of times we just want our partner to notice it's an issue or at least ask.
Especially when we don't know the answer.
At least inquire about it. So that'll have us more open to discussing it if it's asked.
And it shows you attentive to
how was it?
Tell me you like my haircut. You know what I mean?
Just anything, you know what I'm saying? Because it go both ways. So that's another thing of, you know what I'm saying, men having to compromise, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not used to, like women in cohabitation, like they got the advantage. They more used to taking care of home and cleaning and nurturing and, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff we not groomed to really deal with and know about. We, you know what I'm saying?
Even
so being at home and communicating and taking care of the stuff around the house and like a lot of that kind of stuff, a lot of dudes, not that they don't want to, they ain't used to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't nothing that they even groom or even thinking that they supposed to even do. You know what I'm saying? Like being at the crib, like I gotta get this money, like you know what I'm saying, like all the opportunities is outside.
Some of us got bad examples too,
and then a lot of dudes go through it too. Like it's crazy as it is. You at the crib and you spending time at the crib, then ain't no money coming in like it's supposed to. Then that's a whole nother issue.
Don't be broke because she really gonna leave you.
Then that's a whole nother issue. So now, and this is where a lot of problems arise. Now, because you didn't took so much time off to doing what you're doing to get money.
You had no time at the crib.
So now y'all got issues of not really having it. So now you got to go back to doing what you got to do. Now y'all really ain't got it like that, and you ain't at the crib. You know what I'm saying?
So I always look at it like
the problems build. You know what I'm saying?
Time and money a lot of times is on opposite ends of the spectrum. The more time you want, the less money I'ma have.
Choose one.
The more money I'm gonna be getting, the less time I'm gonna have with you, especially when you in the streets.
So but then they got to think of
so we can compromise. So what we can do is when we not having time together, how about you maximize your time when I'm not with you, so we can generate more money. You know what I'm saying? So now at the time we got together, we can enjoy it on a better level. You know what I'm saying?
See, I look at it sometimes at kind of like a different angle because like, you know, we all friends, really like brothers. I mean, I think friends is an understatement.
Yeah.
But even like if Danny called me with a situation, whatever, whether it's about the job or whether it's at the crib, whatever, we gonna call each other and we just gonna vent. Ain't really too much. Hey, bro, you gotta do this or you need to do this. We really just let a boy let it out.
Gotta get it out.
Whatever.
Gotta get these bars
hey,
off.
bro, you good?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we move forward.
Off.
So you still want to go home and be like, damn, it was a rough ass day. I mean, cause y'all know it. We can say hello, and I as a friend, I'll be like, damn, bro, you cool? Like I'm gonna notice off just your hello.
Yeah.
Like, so if I notice it, then you go home and you like, this nigga knew I had a bad day and I came in. And all you can do is scream at me. Your mind kind of clicks. Like, hold on, you ain't paying me no attention though.
And so now, that's when certain stuff that probably ain't really a big deal, you taking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You taking it like,
and since you already shitty, you looking at it the wrong way anyway. So then
like
it's like one of them
like
things when you mad, like, you walk. I wish this motherfucker would. You know what I mean? So anything that you feel slighted on, it's gonna go wrong.
Yeah, stupid wrong. And our best ain't good enough, even in our mind. So I don't need you to tell me that it still ain't good enough. Because trust me, I knew you. You can't be the worst critic I am for myself.
Because in your mind, in a man's mind, is another.
I think that is a monkey that is forever on a lot of dudes' back. Man, that no matter what you do,
it ain't good enough.
When you've seen that meme before, where the dude is holding the world, and she like, you forgot the moon and the stars. You know what I mean? And sometimes as a dude, you do feel like that. Like, damn, like you never happy.
Because the tough thing is just as humans, like the more you get, after a while, you get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You get comfortable at that level, and you're gonna want more. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna be good enough.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want more, and then the faster you're able to get more, the faster you're gonna keep wanting more.
And keep in mind, audience, we ain't talking about money though. Like when we speak, this is life. Like it ain't just about the bread.
You're gonna want more.
It can be time. It can be compassion, sex, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can be like,
because what happens is in life and with growth, it ain't everything ain't about money. Like money, gives you more opportunities. You know what I'm saying, to do more. And so with that money and with those opportunities, it calls you with your hand in so many other pots. Now you're doing so much more. It's so much harder for both of y'all to spend so much time together.
Yeah. And especially when we all chasing the bag.
And keep that trust in. You know what I'm saying?
Chasing the bag to give opportunity to your kids.
But you open it up to so many different opportunities and different angles. And so sometimes trust, you know what I'm saying, start getting lost. In between the shuffle when communication get lost. You know what I'm saying? And as men, again, you know what I'm saying, having to compromise, like we held to that standard of having to, you know what I'm saying, keep that communication up and keep that trust, you know what I'm saying, keep that trust gap closed, you know what I'm saying, to where they gotta make, no matter how busy we gotta be, but now we kind of feel guilty of having to be so busy and create this lifestyle for our family because your trust is on the line and question, you know what I'm saying, when all you trying to do is secure the bag for the family, you know what I'm saying.
But it could also be a secure the bag, and then there's also we all know as men, and I think sometimes women forget this, is we got to live for a purpose too. Yeah. And I mean, outside of just being the daddy or the husband, you got to have your purpose in this life too, though.
Yeah, nobody has just one role in their life.
No, not at all. And I mean, like I take myself, because I ain't never scared to talk about myself, but I take a lot of time away from my family, which more importantly, my kids, to take care of others. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say my wife don't have valid points about my time and where it's going. And I understand that, and I get it. But I also believe that you have to walk into the likeness of what you want your kids to be. Yeah. And I also know that my wife's background ain't nowhere near as mine. So I don't even expect you to have a compassionate understanding of why I go so hard for what it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like our kids come home.
Yeah, some stuff is different.
Yeah, not to brag, but our kids come home and they got both parents at the crib. They ain't in the worst situation. I'm not saying we rich, but they ain't in the situation where it's like, oh, how we gonna eat tonight? You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't the last meal. Yeah. Versus me going to look at kids and providing them something that I know I was you.
Or this is it.
Yeah, now I know I was you.
This is all I got.
Yeah, and This might be the only happiness you have in your childhood.
Or you the only man in my life.
It strike a certain kind of nerve.
Come on. So when I look at my son and we picking out cleats, and I'm like, well, yeah, you can get these new Cam Newtons, but you know your teammate needs some too.
Yeah.
So can you go get? You want to get the 2 for
Split it in
99s?
half.
And I know I'm doing right because my son will look at me with a straight face and not even caring. But like, yeah, Dad, just go get me them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
And see,
that's what you want to do it for.
Yep, call me.
And you're gonna get a lot of happiness out of it too, knowing that your kids is picking up on shit you trying to teach
Man,
you.
give.
Yep, that's the ultimate confirmation right there. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, not really understanding from the outside looking in, people will look at it as like, are you treating all these other kids better than you treat your own? Or you paying them so much more attention? It ain't that. It's because you know your child
He's
better than anybody
you,
anyway.
And
and
speeded you up on that.
But you know,
this is a quarterback, son.
and you know the position that you got your own child in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a pat on your back for somebody to even question that. You know what I'm saying? Because that means you did a good enough job to keep your son from situations that you didn't had to come up in.
I got a good conversation.
And so you understand that your son is in a real good situation, and so we got our relationship, but it don't have to be at this angle on this level because he's not in the same kind of situation as these other kids.
Hey, this is gonna strike a nerve, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit it though.
And then with your son being able to understand that though, you know what I'm saying, and able to give back and able to understand what you're doing, that's the ultimate, you know what I'm saying, confirmation.
Mamas get mad because daddy comes out to the football field and he only coming because his son playing football and he good. But you want him to have a relationship. Ain't that contradictory?
That's when it's personal.
But I'm just saying though, you don't know what bring them together though.
Yeah,
that might be the one.
And see, a lot of times people
don't fight it.
And see, this is
let it build from there.
And this is what they say.
And let your child find out.
Yeah, and it's what they say. Why forgiveness is big because it's healing for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you looking at it from a different angle now. You looking at it as he involved now. He around. So any kind of connection can be made. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And because that he's good at football, like this man has something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he brought him in this world. So
and if
that's what's gonna bring him around, you know what I'm saying? Let that be the big start of it.
Now we ain't excusing niggas that decide to just do nothing.
Yeah.
But if this is the one that brings them back in, let it happen. Let it happen.
Yeah. But he got to, not saying just
don't
let him do
don't intervene.
Do what he wants to, as long as he's doing his part and really making an effort. You know what I'm saying?
But if you're a man that never had a daddy and you decide to go left because you don't know no different, you get what I'm saying? You don't even know what mistake you're making.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes women don't understand that. Like they just, and not that I'm trying to
we pay for the sins of our fathers.
It's just like, sometimes you have to be a little bit of understanding. I mean, with sacrifice come great reward. And I think sometimes women don't want to sacrifice their happiness for what it takes to understand a man. A lot of times.
I understand where you're
coming from.
Yeah, a lot of times. I'm not sacrificing what I'm happy about to understand him because then what if I lose on the outside of the end? But it may take that though. With sacrifice come high reward though. Like rich people don't get rich because they just knew they had the money. They invested their last and said, I'm going to try it.
Yeah. It was just a recent situation of that same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. High risk. You know what I'm saying? High reward. Unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? You was hoping for that reward, that high reward. You know what I'm saying? That's what was on the line.
But we had our podcast earlier, though. You might try 99 businesses. And she cut out. And that 100 one just
acrimony.
And now you feel bad. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like
that movie was a crazy movie, man.
I still ain't seen it.
All right, man.
We're talking about movies. I still want to go with the one with Richard Gere and them. No, this is the old school one. When dude paid her $1 million to take him for a night.
Pretty Woman.
Was broke. Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal. Bruh. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really in a bind and that's what it is, like, but it go back to money's not gonna fix it though. Money not gonna fix what you think it will. And I always think
it's gonna be your,
it's gonna
be your mentality.
I think that's some of the places where we fall off at as dudes too. Sometimes, like we was talking about Band-Aids before. sometimes as us dudes, our biggest band-aid is that money.
Yeah.
So we feel like
we think that's gonna.
I'm gonna just go get the money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you to dinner. I'm gonna take you to do this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people getting money. Girls is getting cracked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the money, and that's why it's like a tightrope that you're walking on between that quality time and that money.
It's
you
the
know
plan.
what I mean?
It's the plan behind it. You know what I'm saying? Because money come and go. You know what I'm saying? Money
All
come
the
and
time.
go. But it's that
Cycles.
plan. It's that plan that you got behind it. You know what I'm saying? So when it do come, boom. You know what I'm saying? You sit and you build and you growing and you own from there.
Because you can have
like, am I involved?
But you can have a bankroll.
You keep me involved.
You can have a bankroll because I always feel like, and this is me personally, it ain't about how much money I got. It's what I can spend. Because you can have whatever.
Yeah.
If I can't really splurge you and show you this life,
Yeah.
then I don't got no money.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the streets, people that's getting money, they get knocked, girl gone. You know what I mean?
Immediately.
The money, nothing.
Immediately.
If you look in the
She ain't
corporate
even wait to see
world,
you post
the
a
money,
bond.
the money
They
don't
come-
mean
They
nothing.
come and go.
And
Money come
they'll
go.
take half of it with them.
It's what counts. It's what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? The kind of memories you create, where your heart really,
Yeah.
and what kind of character you got. Because money's just going to intensify whatever and whoever you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If
everything.
you're a drug addict, a woman beater,
So what's the hardest thing to
a
you?
prostitute seeker, you just gonna do it on the bigger level with
What's
the more money
hardest
you
thing
got.
to you about being a man in a relationship? To you, like if you had to say, if a young guy asked you, like, Mr. Teague, what's the hardest thing about you being in a relationship as a black man in your relationship? What would you telling me that it is?
I would say,
It's a tough one, though, ain't it?
yeah,
Let me
it's hard to pinpoint.
Color
I would just
me.
say the
Color
overall
me.
the pressures. You know what I'm saying, of keeping everything together. You know what I'm saying, like no matter what, like at the end of the day,
This can't crumble.
at the end of the day, when everybody run out of ideas, say shit really hit the fan, and everybody run out of ideas, and all eyes is on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to come up with a, you know what I'm saying? This is basically it's what you signed up for too. On top of it, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't nobody you can complain and cry to. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get that question.
But that's why you got to
got
really.
it.
That's why
You
you
ask it
really.
again?
That's why you really got to be built for it though. Before you choose to sign up for it, like that's what you accepting. Like good, better or for worse, like that's what that shit really mean. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I mean?
So what's the hardest thing, Danny?
I think the hardest thing about being married or in a relationship, period, is that you no longer thinking as a singular. You know, you're no longer thinking as an individual.
Thinking for yourself.
A lot of your decisions now got repercussions to your family, or if you don't have kids, to your wife. Like I was telling Dave earlier, something as simple as when we first started living together, my wife would ask me, so every time I'm leaving, this when I'm still living the life, every time I would leave, she would ask me, where you going? I didn't grow up with a mama asking me where I'm going when I leave. It was about me being back when I'm supposed to be back. So she would ask me, where you going? I say, away. You know what I mean? I'm not even thinking about how disrespectful of an answer that is. You know what I mean? But she thinking, if anything happened to you, I should know where you at.
Yeah.
And I'm not even doing no dirt. But it's just like my guards is up that you even asking me a question like this.
Yeah, like I'm
there would be nothing wrong with me saying I'm going to Lil Dave house.
Yeah.
But nah, I'm gonna make you work for this, because I mean, and that's a hard thing to get past the individual. You got to think as an individual, you know, because you still want personal happiness and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like at the same time, you got to think of it almost like a business, a corporation. What I decide to do can destruct this household. I can destroy this business.
You got to compromise so much.
Yeah.
Well, see, I feel that and I respect that, but I don't think that that's the hardest. I think my hardest.
For me.
For you, yeah. But I think my hardest is knowing that what you giving out may not be good enough. I mean, because at the end of the day, life is perception, though, and it's your perspective. So I can try to, if this the lane I'm gonna take.
So is that you feeling like your partner don't appreciate it, or
no, I don't.
Or
think
you
that.
just feeling like your efforts in general
to
in
yourself,
general,
like
as a black
self-competition.
man, just feeling like it ain't never good enough.
No, like a woman can say, I support you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And they may rightfully do everything that they really supposed to. But do you believe? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you hold that pressure to, if this don't go right, are you cool with eating ramen noodles for the rest of my life though?
Yeah.
Did you got
Like, are
faith?
you with me because you think eventually something gonna
You got
strike?
faith in me, and however I decide to direct it
Damn.
and steer it.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna have blind faith in it and just cheer me on no matter what?
Calling me.
Man,
Even if it's
calling
something that you probably don't even agree with,
or are you
or
halfway
think is
cheering?
crazy as hell, are you gonna have that full faith into it?
Calling
if
me.
it was something that you
Calling
really
me,
want me to do.
please.
Or are you halfway cheering?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Because it ain't something you really want me to
Come on,
do.
because like you might say, I'm gonna go play basketball, I'm gonna go coach basketball, do this, do that. And again, we ain't taking this to our lives, everybody. We just giving scenarios.
Yeah.
You saying you playing basketball, whatever, and then your significant other be like,
You
Again.
really should be still playing.
the
If you're
bath and beyond.
if you're gonna
Like,
do something with
Yeah.
basketball,
is that serious?
Hey, man,
like,
that-
if you ain't playing basketball, like why is you doing that
Yeah.
training?
Please call on me.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
What you just said about, are you willing to eat ramen noodles if this don't work out? Are you willing to eat them while we work toward what we
Getting a
want?
steak.
Delayed gratification. Can you, like what we was talking about the other day, you know, I had seen this lady talking about
You
how
compromise them states
for a couple of years, a year or two, she cut off holiday parties, birthdays, everything in pursuit of her ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of people, damn, even being married by yourself, it's a lot of people that won't be able to.
It's hard to
I'm not gonna
compromise.
eat fast food today.
It's hard to compromise.
It's a lot of people that won't
Especially
be able to
when you
do
got
that.
habits and routines.
Dude, it's
And
hard
to
to
ask
believe
somebody
in somebody
else to do that?
That's
That's not your dream.
like, and I got this bad, man. Like I seen my mom, and you know, may he rest in peace. And I love my mom to death, but I seen my mom love her husband more than herself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I seen where she ended. So for you to tell me to love somebody more than I love me, you call it wrong, call it indifferent, live here, the whole internet here. I can't do it.
Calling me.
Oh,
You know, to combat that though, you know, I understand where you're coming from, and I thought like that for the longest of my life. But when you got somebody that feel that same kind of way about you though, and you genuinely know it and feel it, you know what I'm saying? You can reciprocate it. You know what I'm saying?
but I think that's
it's
more
not
of a,
easy. It's
I
not-
love you like I love myself.
No, I'm not saying
loving
it's
you
not a-
more than I love me.
more than myself.
That's where I'm
It's
at.
detrimental.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Because if you walk away from me today, I gotta love me.
And that's how I
because
feel about when
not loving you more than I love myself. Because
Yeah.
loving you more than you love myself, then that means I'm lost in who I am. And
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So,
need you to make me.
Yeah, I need. Yeah,
Without
I depend
you,
on you.
Yeah.
that's when people go kill their girl,
And I think that's
kill themselves once
you know,
you
my
leave.
right handed guy.
But loving you,
as
like
far
you
as a
said,
mama
love you
loving,
like I love myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To get to that level, it take a certain kind of person to reciprocate that to you, though. You know what I'm saying?
I
To
respect
make you feel
that
like
I have your best interest
Like
when
they
I
have-
do this.
I respect my mama
Do
for
that.
loving. I respect my mama for being a stand up woman when it came to us because she loved us too. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that my mama had to, like, as a youngster, I used to get mad. I used to feel like it was him chosen over us. But as an adult now, I look at it and was like, well, wow, though. After 25 years and you get here and you got to make a decision. And I mean, there's really no right or wrong.
Yeah, I
at the
can't
end.
See, a
speak.
lot of
I ain't
times
never been through that.
that's where that high risk, high reward come back into play. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes parents or mothers in them days, them certain situations.
But I think the ones that she loved the
no
most,
better, you know
I think
what
the
I'm
ones that
saying?
she loved the most, which is her kids, which is us, and we know. I think that we don't do a good enough job of letting her know that we realize as adults now what she sacrificed. Because that could really fix
A
her.
whole, yep.
You get what I'm saying?
A
Like,
whole lot.
hey, look, we know now. You know what I'm saying? Because like I have, like we all
Because
know
a
we
lot
got
of parents,
kids.
a lot of parents hold on to certain guilt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just for certain stuff,
But
just
you don't-
forever.
but
Oh
you
yeah,
don't-
I
Of
know.
what they
Like
had
with
to
like
do,
with
or-
my
But your
mama.
parents had a past too, though.
Maybe certain sacrifices they didn't make. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe because you didn't go to college or have the life they envisioned, they kind of hold on to some kind of
Yeah.
underlying guilt to that. You know what I'm saying?
Or
And
my mama,
in a way, kind of
like-
take it out on you because you didn't still
Yeah.
somehow find a way to live out their dream that they thought was for you. You know what I'm
Cause
saying?
that's like on the in the same vein as if you send your kid out looking like shit, you're a reflection of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably carrying that. Like if you grew up to not be worth nothing, like I feel like I failed as a
Where
parent.
I get it from?
But that's what you said though. That's the
How
pressure.
you gonna blame me?
That's the pressure of the dad though. You can be married, whatever, any of that. If you lose that house, ain't nobody gonna say, "Girl, what happened?"
Yep.
Nigga, you lost that house.
Hey.
I don't care if she was the bread.
I remember my mama used to say
you ain't shit.
she would because there's levels to that. What my mama would say like about how she is about a clean house. She like, because if somebody come in your house and it's dirty, they not gonna say, Dave, man, your house is a mess. It's gonna be the woman.
Yeah.
Just like the same thing you said, if you lose the house, the man lost that house. You know, it's kind of like a quarterback.
Yeah,
you get too much credit when you win.
You
too much when you lose.
I do it myself. When I see kids out, I look at the kids' shoes. I immediately look at the dad's shoes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at the woman's shoes. Sometimes if her shoes nice and they stick out, you know what I'm saying, I notice them. But if I'm looking at a kid's shoes and it's a dad or a man in the vicinity, I'm looking at his shoes next.
Dude, I'm gonna give you an
know
example,
what I'm saying?
and she gonna get mad when she says, "Watch this, though." Nigga, my kids in Chicago, dope man, fresh, ain't a damn stain on. I pull up and say, "Hey, send the kids out. We go to Walmart." Like, I'm home now. Like, I can bump into anybody in this mud. Why you gotta do me like that though? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you? I be just sitting there, and y'all know I ain't going nowhere looking too bad. I be wanting to go change and put on the flip flop. Like, how am I getting caught like this, man? I'm talking about. Troy got on the tightest shorts in the closet. They need to go to Ashton. All kind of.
You win some and you lose some.
And be cool with it too.
Yeah,
Like,
and I be looking like, what the hell going on? But no, let's not go to Chicago though. Boys better have haircuts, dyes, and everything. You be like, what's going on, man?
Oh man.
But hey, I can't say nothing when I get in the house though. Oh, I just done started something for no reason. He was fine. Quit talking to my son like that. He be like, man, what the hell, dude?
Hey man, hold on.
That was a good one because y'all must have went through it.
Yeah, that was. But now I'm gonna pivot real quick, man. So what do you feel about the time that you compromise? And I'm not talking about the time that you put in to getting your wife. The time that you spend waiting on
the time that's missed.
The time
compromising.
You compromise your time. Like I don't understand it, man. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to comment.
What takes so long to get dressed?
Get
What
dressed.
takes so long to do anything?
My wife, we
What takes so long to be on time?
We'll have something to do, and she'll find something else to do in the midst of getting ready for what we got to do.
I think women are naturally like multitaskers mentally. You know what I'm saying? So they got a lot going on. Mine already, so it's easy for them to get off task and easily distracted. You know what I'm saying? Like the simplest thing can throw a text. You know what I'm saying? Can turn into a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like that, and you done lost 8 to 10 minutes of, you know what I'm saying? Something that you really supposed to be on time about. You know what I'm saying?
Or sometimes getting ready, man, searching for perfection.
And the crazy
nigga
thing,
look in the mirror, be like, I'm straight.
and see,
female look like, oh no, we can.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I know me a lot of times, man. If I know I'm pressed for time and she doing straight on time and she on her way out the door, I remember like I ain't really brushed my teeth. I'm gonna go get me some mouthwash right quick. Okay, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I hope she got a piece of gum or something in the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm a compromise. I'm a compromise. You know what I'm saying? Boom. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
especially if she on time for once. You know what I mean? Like I'm a rock with that.
I mean, I didn't have days, man. I don't want to say no names, but a certain wife of mine, man, hours would be going past right when it's time to do something. Now you want to do all this stuff you were supposed to be doing in these hours.
So y'all ain't never caught y'all girl putting on makeup and just staring at the TV in the mid, like she just looking
loving hip hop.
You looking like
texting, talking, or sleeping. I gotta take a nap. Like we gotta leave. You want to take a 2-hour nap when we gotta leave in an hour. How does that work? Or we the ones that get the text outside of the group text like, hey, make sure y'all
So
on
is
time.
it your?
Like,
Is it your?
Or-
Are they late for your function or both functions? Because
And
if it's
see-
theirs, are they on time?
And see what I discovered was,
definitely gonna be on time for their own functions.
but see what I
man.
discovered though was sometimes like my wife just have a problem with being on time. Period. To her functions,
Time
my function,
management.
your function, her mama function, her brother function. She got, you know what I'm saying? It's just
Funerals,
you know what I'm
weddings,
saying?
births, it
It's
don't
time-
matter.
And I know her, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, I've been with her for so long that I know it's not nothing intentional. It's just time management. It's
time
a problem.
and they think
it
they
ain't
can
nothing.
squeeze
It
more
ain't nothing.
in.
It ain't nobody. It ain't personal.
It ain't nothing personal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's just it's time management.
No matter who event it
It's
is.
feeling it's having a not having a real good sense of time management, basically. You know what I'm
But
saying?
see, I think
thinking
that-
you got more time to do all this that
I
you
think
think
that
you
women
do.
Okay.
don't realize that time, and I ain't saying just women. Some people, because it ain't just women. Some men too. That's something you can't get back though, bro.
Yeah.
You can get back a
Don't
lot of shit in this
waste
world,
mine.
man. Time is of the essence, man.
That was gonna be my question. So you saying you understand that she want to do this or do that. So do you ever find yourself getting mad, even though because you can understand something, but I can still be upset
I
about
get
it
furious. I get furious
because I'm
with time.
finding myself getting more like in them certain situations. Like, how are we not ready?
I
My-
get furious,
well-
with
Especially
time.
on a Sunday.
Like even back in the day, you
Ain't
couldn't
nobody
stand me up on
working,
the
we
day.
been
And
here.
You know what I'm saying?
What
Like, don't
upsets
play
me?
with my time.
What upsets me the most is when it become consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I show frustration before, you know what I'm saying, and come out of my shell and express my frustration about this situation, and it keep happening. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
don't play me.
Or it's an agreement to fix it. You know what I'm saying? And it keep
And ain't no
happening.
effort put
And it's
into it.
careless. You know what I'm saying?
Don't play
Of
me.
course, at first, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a situation that involves something for me being on time, I'm going to take it from a whole nother perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take it from a whole different disrespectful kind of angle now because this is a situation that we done already discussed. I done showed frustration about. We done supposedly came up with a solution and it's still happening. So now I'm going to feel disrespected from a way, even though that ain't even probably your angle at all. You just have a bad
See,
problem
and
with time management.
I
You know
think
what I'm saying?
as I done got older too, like what makes me upset now is when I was younger, like I ain't care, don't even matter to me. But now it's like I feel like I'm letting you down if I'm late. When there's a time that's set and I'm late, I feel like
bad.
I feel like
Pressure is
I'm
on.
letting you down. You know what I mean?
But see, that might
Except
be
for
the
if it's
army
my
in me.
family, because I know you
But
add
see,
an hour.
What that is, it's a
Yeah.
reflection
Any of that,
because
but-
that's how you know you would feel. You know what I'm saying? If somebody say they're gonna be there for you,
Yeah.
especially somebody that you hold value to, you expect them to
Yeah.
motherfucking be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I
and so
feel
you
like-
I
want
said 5
that
o'clock.
pressure.
I'm expecting
so that
5
pressure,
o'clock.
that pressure is
Don't
on
tell
you.
me 5 o'clock.
That
'Cause I
pressure
used,
is-
I used to be the pull up king.
Yeah, that
I'm
pressure.
about to pull up.
Yeah,
like
that-
man, I'm 10, 15
Yeah, but
minutes
see,
out.
that
I ain't
pressure.
even
Till you pull up
that
and they
pressure-
outside.
I got
Like,
500 on
man,
the game with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, that pressure,
outside,
that pressure on
nigga.
you to be stand up and hold up to your character. You know what I'm saying? And show up when you say you going. You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
gonna show up and do what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So you hold value to that. So anytime somebody you hold value for that too, don't reciprocate that or let you down in a way or question your own value to it. You know what I'm
be a little
saying?
shitty about it.
Yeah, you take it. You know what I'm saying? You take it a different kind of way.
Hey, I remember it wasn't even a relationship, but this is my last one. I remember your last game. Shine was waiting on me. I'm playing the game. You know what I mean? Knowing we got to get to Purdue. We got an hour to
Was it
drive.
senior night?
No, it was the very last game. Either the last game at Mackey or the
Big
last
Ten
game,
tournament
period.
or something, huh?
Nah, it wasn't a tournament.
Oh, this was probably in Notre Dame. Was it South Bend?
Nah,
When
I
my
think y'all
sophomore
was.
year,
I
when
think
was
y'all.
in NIT
No, I'm talking
against-
about your last senior year.
Was he senior year? We look. You talking about Pike
Nah, Purdue.
at Purdue? But see, we was in the tournament
Well, not the tournament,
Oh.
but that I could go to.
that you could go to. Okay,
I think it was like Penn State before the Big Ten
that
tournament.
was Penn State.
And
that
me,
was
me and Shine ended up being like,
was that
got
senior
there like
night?
right before halftime, and I felt small.
Oh, that was senior night. Yeah, that was senior night.
And I felt small, like man,
That's when I had to throw out.
you know what I mean? 'Cause you like I had something to do. I knew I had this to do.
Yeah.
But then I did this instead that it pushed into
what you had
this time to where I should have been. You know what I mean? I should have been on time.
What you had
and then not only
in the first
me,
place.
I made Sean late because he was the one driving. We was in the van, I think. Didn't he have a van?
I don't know.
Was it a van?
I remember one time
I used to drink back then too.
I remember one time he parked somewhere and got told.
But yeah, just the respect of time.
Yeah.
And now as I got older, like you said, time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Next minute ain't promised. I want to use every minute of mine productively, and I don't want nobody else to waste my minutes.
But see, you start thinking about other people, you know what I'm saying, and respecting other people outside of yourself. Because you want other people outside of yourself to respect you and yours like that.
And I look at it like, I mean, especially me, I volunteered so many hours. So when I dedicated my time to what matters to me, I want all of it.
Yeah.
Because I already sacrificed so much of it. So don't play with what I'm trying to give all my time. Like, 'cause at the end of the day, as much as I volunteer, it still doesn't take the time I spend with my family. Like, that's more valuable to me. So don't play with that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you late to a football game,
don't
20 minutes, that's a
don't
little
try to
different.
question it or nothing.
Get to it though.
That's like if you go in somewhere and you pay to get a massage for an hour.
Yeah.
And they just cut you off at 45 minutes. Like, nah, man, and that's how it feels.
Or the services decline the last 15 minutes.
When people play with your time, like, if we able to leave when we should be leaving, let's just leave when we supposed to.
That's not, like, it's little stuff. That's not saying, okay, we're going to hook up and go do this at 6. And then we're supposed to hook up and do this at 6, but you come at 7:15 or 7:30 or whenever time you think it's convenient because you had something else to do before. Or you was mad because I was doing this, and then our time pushes. So then we only get 2.5 hours and we would have got 4.
Yeah.
Then you look at me a day later and say, we don't spend no time together. Well, you lost an hour and a half.
You lost an hour and a half.
Playing crazy.
You wasn't thinking nothing about it.
And time don't work like
level. You weren't thinking of it on that level because it wasn't nothing directly that affected you.
But I'm still becoming a man and still make sure we straight. I'm still chasing a dream and still make sure we cool too.
And it's not like you can get
the dementia of a man. I think they don't look at the level of that. I got to be happy for myself. I still got to provide, and I still got to make sure everything is straight.
And I got to consider your feelings.
And I got to be selfless.
And how you feeling, and how you feel about all these different decisions and things I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing and moves I'm thinking about making. I still got to consider how you feel and think about it
every time
and communicate that
shit that you ain't feeling, but it get interpreted this way, and then you find yourself explaining some shit that you didn't even. Like text messages and shit, you explaining because the context was lost.
But ain't no real woman staying with no man who can't provide.
Call me.
I'm gonna just tell you the truth like that.
I got a good one.
Call me. And I don't think provide is
it's everything.
Everything.
No,
call me.
You got to be able to hold your own.
I got a good one. So a lot of times you will have ideas and plans that the way you want to go about it, you know she not gonna understand. You know what I'm saying, and not gonna be with it and see it the way that you really. No matter how you try to break it down. The initial way or the initial plan that you got, you know,
she makes sense to her.
She not ever going, you know what I'm saying, even open up to even trying to get it to make sense. And so sometimes you keep stuff like that from, you know what I'm saying, from them. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to share it because you don't want it to kill your confidence.
Everything ain't for everybody.
That you really feel like it's going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Everything ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't care who takes it the wrong way, whatever it is. Everything ain't for everybody.
One of my favorite slogans right there. Everything ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't invited to the party. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody ain't on this.
And I love you enough to know what you don't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like I ain't like even back then when we did what we did. Like you ain't about to. She can't pinpoint or point out who is who. It ain't because I don't even want you to be able to sit there and somebody put you in a situation where you got to tell. Like you don't know. You don't know.
You really don't know.
Yeah, take care of my kids. I'm cool.
But yeah, man, that's been a good one, man. Dave, final thoughts?
Final thoughts, man, is I just want women to understand that men compromise a lot, you know, like we sacrifice a lot, it's compromise. It's a give and take relationship, you know, men have to, you know, open up a lot. But again, for me, coming from a man's point of view and a man's perspective, like that's part of that extra pressure of compromise and having to open up, you know what I'm saying, and understand women's feelings and understand a woman's point of view. You know what I'm saying? As well as being comfortable enough to even open up and expressing your own. You know what I mean?
In the first place.
In the first place.
Andy?
I just just don't be afraid to just. I think it's okay to ask a man if he's just okay. Just check on his well-being. That's to me that goes.
That too.
Yeah, that goes a long way. Just he might say everything is cool and everything is not, but I'm just checking on you is enough to give a man a push at times. You know what I'm saying? Because us black men, we fight a lot. We wake up 2 strikes against us.
Confirmation that somebody cares.
You already down 10 in the fourth quarter.
Confirmation that somebody else out there in the world care enough to ask.
Straight up. And sometimes I know y'all know, but our kids sometimes give us more push than sometimes our significant others because they might have said something they ain't even realize they said it. But
and they innocent too.
They don't even know.
They ain't gonna hold
you
back.
Walking out the door and kids just run up. I love you, Daddy.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Boy, I needed that.
Yeah.
You know the roughest day, boy.
You know what I mean?
Like I needed
that.
Or you come in and they excited, nigga. Like
yeah.
You told them they going to
door.
Disney World or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. And I just think we just gotta get to the point that that us men, we got needs too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more than just being the provider. That sometimes we have stuff that we won't provide it for us. We got needs. We carry the stuff that needs to be taken care of. Basic human needs. You know what I mean? And sometimes I think that does go, that it gets overlooked.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to be men. You know what I mean?
I agree.
The image of a man. So, once again, it's been another bomb-ass episode of the Call on Me podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time.